I know that there was something wrong with me and I wasn't just going crazy, and also had not lost my fitness. So, guess what was not in my bingo card for this summer? Well, let me show you. This Doximed. I got a 2-week antibiotic for rabbit fever, and I am as surprised as you are probably. How did I get a rabbit fever? So that is a good question. So let me talk you through this. So basically, for the past a little over a month, I have suffered from really strange symptoms that I didn't realize were signs of illness until just very recently. So in my previous video, I mentioned that I had some mysterious joint pain and a horrible knee issue before and after my race in Jönköping. And those pains persisted well after I was otherwise recovered from my race. And they actually got a lot worse, where they kept me awake all night, and it felt like all the joints in my legs were just aching. I had weird heart flutters, just kind of overall heavy legs, fatigue feeling. And but this kind of goes back to a little longer time. So about a month ago, I developed this weird rash in my left ankle that we first thought that might be a tick bite. And I contacted the health center and I asked them whether they thought that it was a tick bite. They told me not to worry about it. And they said that if it grows bigger or I develop any other symptoms, and particularly if I have fever, I should reach back to them and go to see a doctor. Then a couple of days later, or actually, so this was June 13th when I felt that some insect had bit me in the ankle because it got itchy, and then I developed the rash. And I reached out to the health center a week later, and I sent them a photo of my circular rash in the ankle. Then a couple of days later, I had a small eye irritation thing, and I started experiencing flutters in my chest, or I felt like my heart was just skipping beats during exercise. And then this kind of kept going for several weeks, and I started developing strange joint pain. And initially it was that my left hip was acting up and popping and being weird. Then my left lower back started feeling weird, and I started getting really nervous because it was quite painful, and I thought that I was developing some stress reaction in my like lower back or hip, which didn't seem to make any sense because I hadn't run that much to develop a stress reaction. My general like training load and running volume was not high enough, and also I've been making sure that my energy availability is always meeting my needs. But before my race in Jönköping, it was just very strange, and I got quite anxious. And then after the race, I was really sore. I could not walk normally for that week after the race. I had really severe joint pain. The heart flutters were strange. And I totally hit the wall a week after the race during a bike ride where my heart rate was extremely high in an effort that was not supposed to be that hard. And my rash had actually grown a little bit bigger. So I reached out to the health center again and showed them how my ankle looked like, and they told me that they were gonna get back to me with an appointment because a doctor had apparently recommended that I should go to see someone. But they didn't contact me again, and I got really frustrated, so I booked an appointment for a blood draw at this private lab, and I got a complete blood panel as well as a Lyme disease test. And the following day, I got the results for the blood, like the complete blood panel, and it said that there was some issue with my white blood cells. And then I reached out to the health center again, and I said that you need to give me an appointment now because there's clearly something wrong with me based on these white blood cell counts and stuff. And I got an appointment that same day, and I went in, and I hadn't got my Lyme disease result back yet, and we kind of knew that it was a bacterial infection that was bothering me, and that's why they started me on antibiotics for 2 weeks. And the next morning I got the Lyme disease test back and it was negative, and the doctor called me and said that I likely have rabbit fever that I got from a mosquito bite, and apparently it is fairly common. I didn't know in Finland this is possible, to be honest, but it is fairly common that insects can transmit rabbit fever even though you are not in contact with actual rabbits. And then also this is more common in the region where I raced the time trial nationals in June, because so we came back that night after I had done the race, and that's the same night when my ankle started itching and when the rash started developing. So I likely got bit by something there. And yeah, I'm very frustrated because I'm obviously in the middle of the season, and I'd like to keep racing. I was supposed to do a proper training block right now and get ready for my next event, but right now it seems like I need to recover a little bit more. But honestly, I'm happy with the aerobic volume I've been able to do this week. I started the antibiotic on Wednesday afternoon, and my joints are already feeling so much better. My knee is feeling better. That was the biggest issue I had, and I was able to run twice this week, Tuesday and today's Sunday, and I think I'm feeling overall a lot stronger. I did a longer ride yesterday with some intervals, and the heart flutters are gone. And now it's been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, soon 5 days taking the antibiotic, and I can feel like I'm bouncing back, but obviously still have 9 more days. But right now it seems like I am going to take a break from racing, focus on getting healthy and fit again, focusing on my swim. I swam a nice amount already this week. I have some exciting developments there too. I hired a swim coach, and I'm going to talk about that in my next video. I'm going to go to a swim camp with him, and I'm super stoked about that. And I believe he can help me to elevate my swim level, and I think that's the key for me to get podiums in professional races. So I am really, really excited about that. And I think generally feeling more positive now that I know that there was something wrong with me and I wasn't just going crazy, and also had not lost my fitness completely. So that's good. But yeah, that obviously means that I'm not racing in Challenge Turku this coming week. So that's a bummer because that's the only pro race I can do in Finland all year. But such is life, and my priorities are kind of in the bigger picture. So hopefully I can come back to racing sometime in later August, maybe September, and get the results that I know I'm capable of. But yeah, that's a quick update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time.